हेलो। हाय गाइस, प्लीज एक बार आप लोग कंफर्म कर सकते हो कि आप लोगों को मेरी आवाज आ रही है। एक बार चैट पे लिख के बता दो यार कि आवाज आ रही है। कैन एनीवन जस्ट प्लीज राइट? ओके, दैट्स ग्रेट। आवाज ठीक आ रही है। मैं डेस्कटॉप से ज्वाइन कर रहा हूँ। मैंने पहले कभी ज्वाइन नहीं किया है। कोई लाइक एज इन फर्क तो नहीं रही है? आवाज सही आ रही है ना? वी कैन कंटिन्यू विद दिस राइट? आई डोंट नीड टू ब्रिंग इन ईयरफोन्स और समथिंग लाइक दैट। इज इट फाइन? प्लीज राइट इट डाउन। इज द वॉइस एब्सोल्युटली परफेक्ट? ओके। ओके, सो जस्ट गिव मी अ मोमेंट। मैं एक बार चेक कर लेता हूँ कि यूट्यूब पे स्ट्रीम होना स्टार्ट हो गया है या नहीं। जस्ट गिव मी अ सेकेंड, मैं एक्चुअली चेक कर रहा हूँ यूट्यूब पे। देन वी कैन कंटिन्यू। जस्ट गिव मी अ सेकेंड, मैं एक्चुअली चेक कर रहा हूँ यूट्यूब पे। ओके, सो यूट्यूब पे भी आवाज़ सही से आ रही है। मैं यूट्यूब वाला जो है वो साथ में फ़ोन पे खोल लेता हूँ, सो दैट आई कैन लुक एट द कमेंट्स देयर एज वेल। ऑल राइट, ग्रेट। ग्रेट। सो कैसे हो यार आप लोग? बाकी के सेशन अटेंड किए आप लोगों ने? Okay, Naveen, if you say, I'll try to keep it in English. That's fine. Actually, the session was supposed to be in English. It's okay. I'll try to keep it more towards English than in Hindi. All right. So before we start, I can see that some people are there on Unacademy. Sorry, some people are there on YouTube as well. I'll just write it down on the YouTube because I might be facing some issues today. And it will be better if you guys could switch to Unacademy. Just give me a second. Please switch to Unacademy for a better experience. Go to unacademy.com @coder Pulkit C. Use code Pulkit CP to unlock content. Alright. So chat on Unacademy is not disabled. Someone is saying that chat is disabled. You just need to click on enabling. It will be enabled. I think there should not be any problem to I don't think it is disabled. Just give it another try. All right. So YouTube is fine. If things go well, there is no issue with YouTube as well. But like I said, today I'm on a spare desktop. So if I face any issues with the sort of the computing power of the desktop, it may happen that if the desktop starts to heat up, I may have to shut down the YouTube session. Otherwise, it's fine. All right. So Naveen is eager to attend the session about internships. I am eager to host this session as well, Naveen. So we have around 15 people with us right now. So just to get an idea about what kind of audience I'm dealing with, if you could, I'll be launching a poll. You can I would like you guys to sort of tell me that in what year you are. You are so one and below. I'm sorry about this bad handwriting. Again, I'm facing some issues today. 3, 4, 5 and above. So just answer it on the poll itself. I have created a poll. I just like to know. I've created a poll. Okay, so the people at YouTube can answer on the chat itself, and for the people at YouTube, if things are working fine, it is fine. You can join via YouTube as well. If things go wrong, if something happens to the stream, I'll. Okay, cool then. So like we all already know, the agenda for today is going to be to answer this question: how to crack multiple internships, one or multiple, like however you would like to see it. Uh, So before we start, I think it will be nice for you to know a little bit about myself. Just a second. Yeah. So a little bit about myself. My name is Pulkit Chhabra. I'm currently a fourth year student at Delhi Technological University. I'm in my final year. You guys may know me as Coder Pulkit C. If you guys already know about me, I this is a username that I most often use when I'm participating in different coding contests online. So I've worked with Coordination as an SDE intern. I've worked with HackerRank as a technical content engineering intern after my second year. Apart from these two, I was offered an internship by Amazon as well as GS. So basically, what I'm just a second. Yeah. So apart from this, I was offered internship by Amazon and GS. So the agenda for today will be I'll share my thoughts. Of course, the thoughts are limited to what my sort of thinking is, and I cannot speak for that being the absolute truth. It is possible someone may have different thoughts, and forgive me if you don't find themselves to be aligning with your own. But yeah, that these are just my thoughts. On the question how to crack multiple internships, I'll share my experience. I'll share my journey. What did I do? How did I do it? When did I do it? And some more questions that I've written down on the notebook, which I think may be helpful for you to sort of crack multiple companies. Apart from that, I'm a six-star rated coder on CodeChef, and I'm a master on Codeforces. So I've been doing a lot of competitive programming, and these are sort of my ratings on CodeChef and Codeforces. These are the sort of websites that I've been participating on. All right. So coming back to the question, how to crack multiple internships. All right. So we'll go into answering some of the questions that will help you get the answer to this question. But before that, I think I'll like to share what I did, how what my journey was, and maybe you could get a thing or two out of that, and then we can basically go on what my advice is for the people who are currently in the first year or in the second year. And I'm sure a lot of time will also be left, so I'll also sort of try to answer any questions that you may have regarding the topic. Yeah, so let's go on, right? Give me a thumbs up if everything is fine and we can go on. All right, that's great. Okay, cool guys. Just a second. Yes, so everything is fine on YouTube as well, right? I'm just waiting for a confirmation from the YouTube people. I think there is something wrong on YouTube. Like I said, there is a possibility for this to happen. Maybe they'll just join on Unacademy then. Okay, I think it is fine. Great then. Let's continue. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Yeah. So people are saying that it is fine on YouTube as well, which is fine. All right. So So I started programming when I was in my first year only. I did not have any knowledge about programming or anything like I did not even know about the existence of something like Java or C++ before that. So this is something if you have just entered the college and if you think that you do not have any knowledge about programming and people and the sort of your mates and your classmates and your friends have a lot of knowledge, so there's nothing to worry about. You can be as good as them or maybe even sort of surpass them in their competitive programming or programming skill level. All right. So uh, when I was in my first year, I sort of came to know about this thing called C++, and I know that the first step towards sort of getting into computer science is to learn any programming language and to sort of learn the theory and how to apply different data structures. So after my first semester, and when the first semester ended in the sort of the winter break after the first semester, I took up a DSA course. I took up a DSA course in C++. It covered basics of the syntax and starting from the basics of syntax to sorting, hash map, stack, recursion, and going all the way up to I think a little bit about graphs and so on and so forth, things like that. Right. So I gave it full justice. That is very important. Not just learning the concepts. Not just learning the concepts is enough. You should give them full justice, and you should practice them a lot. You should know ins and outs of different data structures, and when to use what, how it is a trade off, and all those things. Right. So that's what I did. The course went on for like a couple of months, and of course, couple of months are not enough to have mastered those things for most of the people. Of course, there are always some exceptions, and people, and of course, many people may be able to do it as well. But in general, I'm talking that I think 2 months is not a lot of time, and it's not enough. And then I, uh, and then when I had this course completed, I heard of something called CodeChef. I tried out a couple of long challenges and short challenges as well. I kind of liked it, and I continued CodeChef as well. And then in the end of my first year, which means at the end of my sort of second semester, I talked to some senior, and talked about what more could be explored. Is my voice breaking for everybody, or is it just for Naveen? Anybody else please tell if the voice is fine? Okay, if it is fine, that's fine. I don't know, Naveen. I'm sorry if it is breaking for you. Play up. Okay, that's fine. All right, I'll continue then. So then I sort of after my first year, I took up another course in machine learning, which was again a 2 month course, it is an offline course, and again I did full justice to it. After having talked to, and of course, why did I choose machine learning? After having talked to my seniors that what should I sort of explore next, they sort of advised me that the kind of person that I am, maybe I could try machine learning over web development, and then see how things went. So yeah, I like machine learning. I liked all the maths behind it and all those things. If you are already aware about it, the algorithms that we generally learn in the machine learning involve a lot of maths. And again, then I did a couple of projects with in the course itself, and one with the professor of mine in the college. Then again, I had this in my mind, and I thought, and I knew that data structure and algorithms is something which is going to matter a lot in the internships as well as in placements. And I was really enjoying solving those contests on CodeChef. And even when I was doing that machine learning course, I would spend off half the time doing the long challenge as well, like whenever it was going during the span of those two of that 2 month span, the two long challenges that happened. So yeah, I really do enjoyed it, and I knew that competitive programming is kinda like data structure and algorithms, because being good at CP give you a lot of boost in data structure and algorithms, because they are essentially very very similar according to me. Not the same, I'd say, but very similar. All right, so then I came back to sort of CP, and I heard of this website called of this website called Codeforces, because on CodeChef, the sort of uh, the frequency of the contest was not that much. Like I wanted to give a try to the short contests as well, and there were just two short contests happening on CodeChef. So I tried Codeforces and moved to Codeforces, and tried and explored things from there on. And in between, I also did a you know course on competitive programming itself. And then during my second year, I got to know about this opportunity that is being offered at HackerRank. People sort of apply there, and they're being interviewed, and at the end of, and I was fortunate enough to be sort of given that internship. I talked to one of my seniors. He had actually done that internship in HackerRank, and I idolized him. He was like my idol, and I wanted to do the same thing, since to tell you guys, he's currently at Google Munich. So yeah, I was like that this guy is amazing. I'll just follow what he did, and that is why I sort of tried that. He is the one who referred me for the role. Like, I'm just trying to give you an idea about how you could try for different internships. It's like from the network itself, you know that this guy did an internship here, that guy did an internship there. You reach out to them, you ask them what is the path that they followed, and you see if the goal that you have is similar to what they are currently at. You talk to them, and then you ask that is it a good opportunity. And in the same manner, I also asked that senior of mine, and he said, yes, you can go for it. He referred me, and I was interviewed. I was asked, to a couple of DSA questions, and then did the internship. And then after that, came back, and the companies were lined up for the standard SD internship that is supposed to happen after third year. In case you guys don't already know this, since you guys are in the first year, but happens is, after your second year, in most of the campuses, some companies, I'm not sure about all the colleges, because in some colleges the company, not many companies visit on campus, but generally the companies start visiting on campus after the second year has ended. So from the beginning of third year, the companies start coming on campus, and also the opening start, the opportunities start opening up off campus as well in different companies, and then you apply on campus and or off campus, and and those who get an internship, the internship is generally after the third year, which is in the summer of which is in the summer after third year. Like since I'm at I'm of the 2K17 batch, so I did my internship in 2K20, which is this year, after 3 years. All right. So when I came back to the college, companies were lined up. There were many companies visiting, and I was fortunate enough to land an internship in Coordination, Amazon, and Goldman Sachs. I'll skip that part for now, like what was interview process and things like that. We'll come back to that if people, if you're interested, I'll cover that as well. And then basically I continued doing competitive programming because that's something I really enjoyed. And uh, and then I did an internship at Coordination, and now here I am, taking this session with you on Unacademy and teaching competitive programming on Unacademy. All right. So this was a brief sort of my journey. I did not go into, I tried not to go into too much detail, but yeah, this was in brief. All right. So let's discuss now. What should be the first step for a person who has just come into college, who is in his first year or in his second year, and has not started programming? I think the first step should be to learn a language, be it C++, be it Java, be it Python, any language that you'd like. I learned C++. uh, you can do that on your own, or you can take a course, and learn a language, get good at it, study all the data structure and algorithms that are available in the language and things like that. Right. So actually, before going forward, I'll like to tell you, I also took these courses for DSA, and for machine learning as well, and for computer programming as well. So before moving forward, just give me sort of 5 minutes. I'll tell you that things are doable on their own as well. Like I said, the first step and the most important step for sort of cracking these internships is to be really good at data structures and algorithms, and and competitive programming is something which is very similar, which helps you become better at data structure and algorithms. So let me just introduce you to the course in the on the Unacademy platform itself, which is going to launch tomorrow. Give me 5 minutes. I'll just tell you what the thing is. I hope you really like the content and whatever is being provided, and then we can move forward. So so the course that is being launched tomorrow is basically what I am launching today. So the what I'm announcing today. So the batch one is starting from tomorrow, which is 14th of December. It is called Everest, which is a complete course on competitive programming, and so so the learning will be very much in a structured manner. So basically, when I was in my first year, like I said, I took up a course after my first semester. So in the first semester, I was struggling to find different resources online. I was struggling, talking to seniors that what all data structures need to be learned, what all is important, what all is a little bit less important. And I didn't really know. Like I felt like I'm preparing for JE without any coaching. Like of course people do that as well, but I don't know. I can speak for myself. I don't know about you guys. I couldn't really do that without coaching. All right. So this is where these courses come into picture. They really help to give you a structured plan, and help you to understand what's important, how do we do it, and sort of teach you all those things. So whenever we talk about any such course, the first thing that I really like to see, even when I was planning to buy the courses for me as well, unfortunately Unacademy was not into the programming domain at that time. I really looked at what the instructors are. So here the instructors are very sort of qualified. Many of them are ICPC world finalists. If you don't know about ICPC is like an Olympiad for programming, and almost it is very sort of famous among colleges in India, and a lot of teams participate in it. I think uh, and being an ICPC World finalist means that for that particular academic year, those programmers were one of the best in India. So IOI medalists, and like I said, there are two major competitive programming websites. One is Codeforces and one another in CodeChef, and Codeforces Grandmasters are Lucades, which means the ratings of the instructors are really really good. To give you a context, I think just 5 or 6 people on in India are grandmasters on Codeforces. So so yeah, I really believe it could help you place in one of the FANG companies, and or whatever you are sort of creating your own tech company or cracking international coding contests, etc. So there is a CodeChef certification as well, which will be given upon successful completion of a course. And there's this sort of I don't know what do we call it. Whatever it is, there is just a saying that if you calculate, the expense is even less than 90 rupees per day for the 1 year subscription. And like I said, but the course that I took up during my first year was just 2 months long, and I really think 2 months is not an enough time. 1 year I think is really enough. And in this course, like, I've been a part of sort of the I know the things that have been planned, and I really think that the course planners have sort of made sure that the things are taken in a very slow manner, and everything is covered in a very depth oriented way and things like that. All right, so what will a person get if he sort of subscribes for this live interactive classes like this one? Of course, in that case, the streaming will be done only on an academy and not on YouTube. So the educators like myself will be taking classes, and there will be doubt support. How doubt support? There will be teaching assistants in the classes as well to answer your queries on the comments itself, right away. And there is a Discord server. For those who don't know about a Discord server, you can assume it to be like a WhatsApp group. So there are multiple Discord channels. For each course there is a different Discord channel, and you could ask your doubts there as well, and TAs respond there on a very sort of frequent basis. So practice problems related to CodeChef, practice problems, relevant practice problems and CodeChef. So like I was mentioning earlier as well, if you notice the learning part, the theory part is not more than, I think, I don't know, it is definitely not greater than 50%, if not more. Practice is what matters a lot. So although the practice problems will also be like many practice problems will also be discussed during the class as well. Like, for example, I am starting a course on 21st of December, which is on a topic called searching and sorting. And in that in that course, if there are total 12 lectures in which the topic will be taught, 6 are for theory plus coding, theory plus practice, and 6 are dedicated just for practice. Greater than 50% of the course is just practice. All right. So these are the three things, and apart from this, there are also be just not the relevant problems, and another quizzes, contests, assessments. All of those will be made by the teaching assistants and given to you after each class. Relevant to the topic that was covered in that class. So like I said, in the starting, a person doesn't really know what all is to be studied. So people who have already studied all those things and cracked a lot of I also come to the part where I'll talk about educators as well. But yeah, so people who already have a lot of in-depth knowledge about all the things that are required have come up with this topics that are needed to be covered, and all of them have been given a sufficient amount of time to be covered. And introduction to programming with flowcharts, right? Before starting any language itself. So introduction to programming in C++ or Python or Java. So one more benefit that this particular subscription has is, I'll come to it later. You can learn from any educator you like, and you can learn in any language you like. So like I said, these three courses are going to be sort of going to go in parallel. So you can pick up any language you want. You can decide on the basis of what educator you like more, and you can study in that course by just paying sort of for the whole package. So like I said, there are some topics like searching and sorting, basic data structures, and all those things, and all the other topics that you can see. I'm not sure if you already know about these topics or not. If not, you can have a look. If you already know, you already know what these topics are. All right, so this is like a sort of whole package, which means in 1 year you would be like, I like to call it zero to hero type thing. So a person who doesn't know anything, he'll be introduced to he or she will introduced to programming from the start, and by the end of the 53rd week, which means almost an year, uh, all the topics that are being required for being a certified competitive programmer will be covered. So I hope this makes sense to you. And yeah, regarding the educators, like I was talking, so there's Tanuj, who is a two-time world finalist. He has worked with Google, Facebook, and an HFT as well. So, like I said, the educators are really good. So there's Sanket, who is currently a software development engineer at LinkedIn. I don't know if the people in first year have already heard of LinkedIn or not, but LinkedIn is a very very powerful and a famous tool among not only engineers but any professional person. All right, so he has been an intern in interview bit, and he has mentored a lot of people, and he has a lot of uh, you know uh, teaching experience. There's me. I have, like I said, I've been an intern at Coordination and an intern at HackerRank, and like I also covered, I also had offers from Amazon and Goldman Sachs as well, and these are my ratings on various platforms. So. To give you an idea, I think for both these ratings, I can speak. There are not more than 100 people from India with these ratings. So if people not don't know the sort of the scale at which these ratings work, I'm just trying to give an idea. So there's Ria, who is an engineer at Flipkart. She again has a very very strong experience in teaching. They both have been teaching for a long time. For Sanket, I think for more than 2 years now, he has been teaching different courses. There's Triveni, again, a world finalist, and won multiple sort of long challenges in India. And I think he also used to work at Google. He's a former employee of Google. There's Deepak, who is again a world finalist this year. He works at a company called App Dynamics, and being a world finalist in itself is a very sort of commendable job, and a very sort of difficult task. All right. So there's Himanshu, again a world finalist. There's Murugappan, an engineer at Google. There's Nishchay. Nishchay here is, I personally admire him a lot. He recently was ranked one on Codeforces. He had the best rating in India. So I hope you can imagine the level of educators that are there on the platform. All right. So like I said, there's teaching assistant support on chats as well as Doubt Forum, right? And regarding course wise practice problems, so what happens is that these particular like these sort of platforms are different contests. So during JEE times, like, we had different quizzes, right, for a JEE main mock test or things like that. So there are different contests happening, very frequently. So a contest has been created for each course, which will go on for the duration of the contest, for the course itself, and people could go there and solve all the practice problems related to that particular topic. So, like I said, for the pricing, if you guys buy for a 12-month subscription, the price of the platform is almost 25 rupees, 2500 rupees per month. So there are different subscriptions as well. If you'd like to try out the platform first and then decide if you want to continue it or not, you can go for the 1 month or the 3 month subscription also. But if you think according to the the batch thing, you'd see that a batch is starting tomorrow and it is 1 year long. So I'd buy this 1 year one, which is less than 2,500 rupees per month. So you'd get this if you sort of use this referral code, which is Pulkit CP. You could use either Pulkit CP or this coder underscore Pulkit underscore C. Any one of these will work. But yeah, you can see this. This Pulkit CP will give you a 10% off on the platform. So now, what I was saying regarding that course thing was, like, there are also many free courses available. People must be saying that there are YouTube videos and things like that. Why don't we can also go and watch those content here there as well. But like I said, that this sort of the batches that are being that Unacademy has come up with are are done in a very structured and planned, and a lot of effort has been put in, and a lot of educators have been hired and trained and sort of and if you don't know that there is a like in many of the classes, we ourselves are being monitored, that is our teaching up to the mark or not. Like it has happened that in the beginning, 1 week or 2 weeks, if the feedback is not good, an observer sits during the whole class to see if the educator is teaching up to the mark or not. So there are all sorts of things which are in place to make sure that the learners get the best experience out of the program. And really, I also believe that, like, being having taken a lot of courses myself also, I actually sort of, for the machine learning course, I actually paid near to 24,000 rupees, and the course was for 2 months, and I really don't regret it. It's like an investment. I really know that people think that it is a lot to pay and things like that, but it is really like an. Yeah. So, like I was saying, that the first step is to learn a language and to learn data structures and algorithms in that language, right? So, pick up a language, DSA in that language. Of course, DSA is not specific to a language only, but it's just that you'll be using that language to implement different data structures. So the options, the popular options that are there is C++, Java and Python. And like I showed you, that all of these three are available on the platform also. All right. So so learning this is not just, it's not just about learning these. It should be like you speak the language of DSA. You sort of have it in your, I don't know how to put it. I'm just wanting to stress on the fact कि ऐसा नहीं है कि बस सिर्फ सीख लिया. You should really like know it from the bottom of your heart. Yeah, like you should have knowledge about every in and out, and I hope you get the idea. Like बहुत ज़्यादा इस पे फोकस करने की ज़रूरत है, and you should know कि you should know in depth about every, like many things. You should know in depth about many things, because I really believe कि DSA is the core part. Like, and I don't think there is any big company which does not ask DSA. So more than 70% of the part of the interviews, as far as internships is concerned, is given to DSA only. Like I said, I interviewed for Amazon, I interviewed for Goldman Sachs, Coordination, and also some other companies also interviewed for Google, Uber, and all of the companies' main focus was data structures and algorithms only. Except Coordination. Like there is always an exception, but for most of the companies, DSA is what they'll ask for internships. All right. So what do we mean by DSA? I don't know if you guys already know it or not. So while we are in college, just to, like, do I cover this fact, cover this thing uh, regarding DSA, or do you guys already know it? If you guys already know it, give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, give me a thumbs down. Alright, so I can see कि काफी लोगों को already पता ही है इसके बारे में. So I'll just continue. So apart from DSA, like I said, it is 70% or so of the part. But to get an interview, like, of course, once you get an interview, like I said कि यार DSA ही पूछते हैं ज़्यादातर in the companies like Google, Uber, Directai, कोऑर्डिनेशन में कोऑर्डिनेशन में भी एक राउंड डीएसए का होता है. अमेजोन में सिर्फ पूछते ही डीएसए हैं. You could also ask me for any other company that you want to know. I tell you whatever knowledge I have about that company's interview. So yeah, but the other part is getting an interview as well, right? Getting an interview as well. So to get an interview, one should have a really impressive resume. So impressive resume का मतलब क्या होता है कि there should be something like if I talk about in the perspective of internships itself. So सो उसमें दो तीन चीजें होती हैं. एक चीज तो ये कि यू शुड हैव समथिंग जिसमें तुम काफी अच्छी हो. सो फॉर मी दैट थिंग वाज कॉम्पिटिटिव प्रोग्रामिंग. I had some really good sort of ranks on the, like, of course good ranks is a very relative thing. Like what I mean is कि generally जो candidates की ranks होती हैं उससे मेरी ranks अच्छी थी काफ़ी. And I had those things to put up in my resume, my ratings and my performances online, different online contests. In contests like Google Kickstart. So Google का एक खुद का कॉन्टेस्ट होता है विच इज किक स्टार्ट, जो कि साल में 3-4 बार होता है. उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा डिस्कस करेंगे. सो अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, लाइक आई सेड कि कुछ कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स होने भी जरूरी हैं, राइट? सो फॉर मी द स्टैंडिंग आउट पॉइंट वाज कॉम्पिटिटिव प्रोग्रामिंग, बिकॉज लाइक आई सेड कि कॉम्पिटिटिव प्रोग्रामिंग डीएसए में बहुत ही ज़्यादा लाइक दे गो हैंड इन हैंड, दे आर वेरी सिमिलर टू ईच अदर. इसलिए आई थॉट यार कि ये तो पूछना ही है वैसे भी interviews में they're going to ask this thing, so why not focus on competitive programming? And like I said, that was something that I really enjoyed as well. So uh, some so the third thing that I was talking about was some good projects. So by some I mean two or three, like 2 or 3 are enough. Of course, if you have a much like अगर तुम्हें इस चीज़ में काफ़ी इंटरेस्ट है एंड यू लाइक बिल्डिंग न्यू प्रोजेक्ट्स, तो कोई लिमिट नहीं है, जितने ज़्यादा बनाओ उतना अच्छा है. बट अकॉर्डिंग टू मी 2 or 3 are enough. All right. So for this for this project making thing, there are some fields that you could go into to sort of explore whatever you like more. So there's webd, I mean web development. So web development means making not necessarily a very complex one, but a good one, or a simple one, or whatever according to your sort of expertise in the matter, a website. So app development is one, and there is machine learning. So like I said, I chose machine learning. Right. So this is what it is. And honestly, apart from this is not valid for all of the companies. Honestly, जो मेरे interviews हुए थे in Amazon, Goldman Sachs, as well as Coordination, as well as Google, as well as Uber, and like और भी बहुत सारी companies में ऐसा होता है कि this thing is not really asked, but there are many companies जिसमें ये चीजें भी पूछते हैं. So it's like subjects like operating system, operating systems, database मैनेजमेंट. आई एम राइटिंग द फुल फॉर्म बिकॉज सिंस यहाँ पे जो लोग हैं वो फर्स्ट सेकेंड ईयर के हैं, तो मे भी आप लोगों को इनकी फुल फॉर्म नहीं पता होगी. नहीं तो शॉर्ट में ओ एस डी बी एम एस लिख देते हैं इसको. डाटाबेस मैनेजमेंट. ऑलराइट. सो या एंड ऑल्सो कंप्यूटर आर्किटेक्चर एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट. सो ये हर कंपनी में नहीं पूछते हैं. इट डिपेंड्स ऑन फ्रॉम कंपनी टू कंपनी कि पूछते हैं नहीं पूछते हैं. सो दीज थिंग्स आर थोड़ा स्पेसिफिक टू कंपनी ओनली. मैंने इनको नहीं पढ़ा था ऑनेस्टली बताऊं तो ज़्यादा. लाइक आई हैड स्टडीड इट इन द कॉलेज इटसेल्फ, बट मैंने फिर बाद में रिवाइज नहीं किया था बिकॉज आई न्यू कि जिन कंपनीज में मेरा इंटरव्यू है उसमें इस चीज़ पे फोकस नहीं करेंगे. सो दिस इज समथिंग जिसके लिए ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगता है. वाई? बिकॉज ये चीज़ें ऑलरेडी कॉलेज में पढ़ाई जाती हैं. And because I'm sorry Naveen. So because these things are already taught in the college, and you'll have to study them to pass your examinations. And when the companies are coming in, and or if you have an interview and in which you expect the questions from in which you expect questions from these topics, you can just revise them in maybe, I don't know, a week or so, right? So not more than a week. So इसलिए this is not being focused upon a lot, because this does not take a lot of time. This is what takes a lot of time, and this is what takes some amount of time. All right, and then for specifically for all for sort of on campus, I'd like to say people really ignore. I don't know, of course, not all of them, but some people I've heard they really ignore this fact or think or take it for granted. But I can tell you from personal experience as well that CGPA is something which is very important. So CGPA is something very important, right? So I can tell you, I can share with you my story in which you'll sort of see के there कि बंदा सही बोल रहा है यार. So during this internship season, when I cracked those companies in on campus, my CGPA was 8.55. So I just write. So my CGPA was 8.55 at that time, and I was able to apply in almost any company. Like there were one or two companies in which the CGPA cutoff was even higher than 8.55, but I was able to apply about like leaving behind those one or two companies. I was able to apply in any of the companies, and CGPA was not that much of an issue for me. All right. So uh, but okay, so someone is saying regarding mic. Abhishek, I am really sorry for this, yeah. Because the laptop has gone for repair. That is why there is some problem with the audio today. I'm sorry about this, yeah. All right. So then during my placements, I, I took it for granted and did not take care much about this. And then my CGPA went down to 7.98, just below it. So generally, the cutoffs these companies keep when they come for on campus sort of hiring is like 8 or 8.5 or 7.5, like so it's like in the multiples of point 0.5. So you can see that it is just below it. So I lost out on a lot of opportunities. And even if the person is allowed to give the online test, so the first step in most of the companies is the online test, in which they ask a lot of data structures and algorithms questions. So I've had this up to this level that for Goldman Sachs in the full time hiring, there were three coding questions, and I was able to solve all of the three coding questions, and I did not hear of anyone who was able to solve all three of them. Like even from I talked to a lot of people who were shortlisted as well. No one was able to solve three of them. But my GPA was 7.98. So even though I was able to solve all the coding questions, and I don't know like anyone who was able to, I was not shortlisted. And many of the people who had a higher GPA, like 9 plus or 8.5 plus, but maybe were not able to solve these many questions, were shortlisted. So GPA is very important. I just want you to sort of give you a heads up regarding this from the start itself, right? So these are the things that you'll have to do. And out of this, if I'm to rank all of these, I'd say I'd rank this as uh, one. Why this one and why not this one? Because GPA matters a lot only for on campus. And I maybe I'm wrong, maybe I don't have a lot of experience with off campus, but I believe that it does not matter a lot. I mean, it does not matter that much for off campus. So that is why I'm giving it two. Then I'd say some good projects for internships. For the sake of internships, I'm saying that it is not as important at DSA, because for full-time employment, some projects are really important, but for internship, DSA is a lot more important. So so yeah, this is my sort of ranking. And like I said, DSA is very very important. All right. So just a second. Yeah. So once you have learned all those things, and you have been you have become good at DSA, you have had a couple of projects, and your GPA is going good. Of course, uh, even then it's not like wherever you apply you get an interview call. So it happens a lot of times that the application has not even been seen by someone, if you're talking about off campus. So applying in a lot of companies is very important. So being proactive, being sort of uh, you know be sort of proactive, to sort of find opportunities, right? So, right. So, how do we find opportunities? One is have a network. Find some people who are as enthusiastic as you are, and you talk to each other. You both have your own different networks, and you from your friends you come to know that, hey, there's an opening in this company, you should give it a try, and things like that. So that's one possibility. And another thing should be, you make a list of a companies wherein you want to apply. Like I did this during my break. I knew that these are the companies that I'm targeting for. I kept on looking at their careers page after every, I don't know, 10 days or 15 days or something like that. I would go on their website and look at if there is an opening. For example, I'm still waiting for an opening in Facebook London, because generally it opens during this time only, but it hasn't. I keep on going at their website to see if there is an opening or not. So things like that. So I'm interested in Google Europe. On a I don't know, like once in every 2 or 3 days I would go to their website and check. So things like that. Prioritize where you want to apply, and then look at their careers page to find out if there is an opening or not. And this is what I am talking about, some big companies which have a proper which have a very proper sort of system for hiring, that they'll have an opening and things like that. But there are some other companies which are not that big, but they pay good, and the the work is good. And for that you come to know about from people who have already been hired there, who by building your LinkedIn network. So so one of the more one of the important things is also building a LinkedIn network. LinkedIn is a very powerful tool. So like I said, for one way to go about this is for opportunities is checking out the careers page of different websites. And another way is LinkedIn. So when you have a good network on LinkedIn, when you have added some good people in your connections list, you have a feed. Like for example, like people used to spend a lot of time on Instagram, and I don't know, like for example, my Instagram daily average won't be more than 10 minutes, but LinkedIn average per day would be a lot more. So I have sort of started using LinkedIn as a new network, which helps me in a positive way also. So people post about their interview experiences on LinkedIn. People post about that, hey, I got an offer from this company, and so on and so forth. So having that connections and being active on LinkedIn helps in uh, getting to know about different opportunities. And then when it comes to applying, right, when it comes to applying, so referrals help a lot. I'm not saying that having a referral almost guarantees you have an interview, but referrals is something which helps. So what does a referral mean for those who don't know? Once you apply at a company, like I said, that it is not mandatory that someone is even going to look at your resume. So referrals means having a person in the company itself who can refer you for the role, who can say that, hey, I can vouch for this person, he is good. So referrals can be, again, like I said, networking is very important. You need to have a person, a friend, or a senior you were in touch with, who knows you are good in DSA, you are good in competitive programming, or you have a really good development experience and things like that. So that person could refer you. But if you don't have any person in that particular company that knows you, sometimes messaging some people on LinkedIn also helps. So LinkedIn search is also very powerful tool. So let's say I have to apply at a particular company. Let's say I remember recently, So I actually got to know about Deepak in this only. I talked about Deepak Gaur, right, who is working as an SD at AppDynamics. So I had to apply at that time. I don't think we were on an academy. We did not know each other, but I knew that there's a person whose name is Deepak, and he's on an academy. So I pinged him that, hey, this is my resume. Please, could you please have a look at it? And if you find me to be a good fit, please refer me for the role. So uh, messaging people on LinkedIn like that who are working in that company is a very good tool. And like I said, sometimes you don't even know that this person is in my college or is in my connection list who's working in that company. So LinkedIn search is a very good tool. So what I generally do is I filter while searching for people. I apply a filter for company that hey, I want people working in this company only if I am looking for a referral for a particular company. And then sometimes what I do is I either apply the filter of connections as first. It means that it will show me the person who are my direct connections. Or what I would do is I would set the college to be DCE or DTU. This is the college that I am studying in. So I would get to know some people who either already are my connections, or have been have studied from my college only, so that I have a better chance of getting a reply, right? So that's what I do personally, and I think it is a very powerful tool, right? So yeah, I think these were some of the things that I had in mind. So just to sum it up, I covered that what all things, like, really these are the only things that are needed to landing a good internship. Of course, you need some achievements to showcase in your resume that you are really good at them, right? So for example, like I said, like of course having some good projects is something that you'll mention on your resume itself. You'll mention on the resume that you have done this project, you have used this technologies in the projects. So the write up that you write for these projects on your resume is going to matter a lot. Like that the person will come to know that in what depth has the person worked on, and just be brief, and mention whatever you want to, like what you want the sort of person who is reviewing your resume to notice a lot, right? So good projects, right? I said for DSA, like I said, there has to be sort of something that makes you stand out, that tells the person that you're really good at it. So for me, like I said, there are ratings. You could also mention that you have maybe solved, I don't know, 2000 plus problems on online different platforms. For me personally, it would be something that I'd care about, that a person has practiced a lot, he has put in a lot of effort, and and there are certain other sort of programs which certain other ranks, like I said, in different contests. So there's Kickstart, in which if you have good ranks, people will respect that. There's ICPC, in which if you are a regionalist or a finalist, people will respect that. So things like that. So trying to find out those things, which the having some achievements which in which will sort of make you stand out, and mentioning those things on your resume. All right. So I don't know, like I don't know if this will help you or not, but if it helps you, maybe you can have a look at my resume. It will give you an idea. So having a good format is also good. I don't know how good my format is, but yeah, if you want to have an idea about how to make resumes, you can get an idea by going to this link. You can have a look at the resume. So bit.ly/ Pulkit hyphen resume. So this is my resume. You can have a look there. All right. Cool then. So these were some of the points that I wanted to cover. These five are what's important, and then being proactive at finding opportunities is also very important. And then once you have an opportunity, once you have the interview, so don't be like, okay, I have an interview, I'll just go and like ऐसे ही मुंह उठा के चला जाऊंगा और दे दूंगा. Research about the company, research about the type of questions that company asks in their interviews. Maybe talk to a couple of people who have already interviewed with that company, or already working in that company. You know what to expect, so you can prepare for the interview itself. So this is something a lot of people don't do. आलस आ जाता है जी, नहीं किया, आ जाता है तो फिर वो नुकसान कर सकता है. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is also very important. So यही ही कुछ कुछ चीज़ें होती हैं यार, सब कुछ पता होती हैं. इट्स जस्ट दैट कि जब तक कोई बता नहीं देता है तो वो सबकॉन्शियस में रह जाती हैं. अब आई होप आपको थोड़ा आइडिया लगा होगा. इफ नॉट a complete idea, I hope this session helped you a little bit. So we have some time. Maybe we can spend 5 to 10 minutes. I'll answer some of your questions. We have some time. I'll try to answer your important some questions. So some people is asking that how much importance will be given to data structures such as trees and graphs. All right. So someone is asking for the like in regard to the course, I think. So मैं भी खुल के आपको दिखा देता हूँ. देखो यार. यहाँ पे जो ग्राफ एल्गोरिथम्स हैं, ट्रीज और ग्राफ्स मिला के इनको इफ यू सी कितने 5 वीक्स दिए जा रहे हैं। हर वीक में 4 क्लासेस होने वाली हैं, 4 क्लासेस 2 घंटे की, 5 वीक्स के लिए। सो 8 घंटा हो गया पर वीक, और 5 वीक्स हैं, राइट? तो 40 घंटे तो बहुत होते हैं यार मेरे हिसाब से। आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड, लाइक मैं बिल्कुल कैलकुलेशन करके आपको बता दिया, ठीक है, राइट? सो हाँ, सो ग्राफ एल्गोरिथम्स पे ऑलराइट, सो दिया जाएगा इनफ इनफ enough sort of importance will be given to these topics, don't worry about this. And also this is not the only batch that is starting, like कुछ ऐसा भी लोग सोच सकते हैं कि यार कि ये तो बिगिनर टू एडवांस्ड है, मुझे तो बिगिनर टू एडवांस की जरूरत नहीं है, मुझे ऑलरेडी चीजें आती हैं। सो एक इंटरमीडिएट टू एडवांस्ड भी बैच होगा, और सिर्फ उन लोगों के लिए भी कोई ना कोई बैच जल्दी ही आएगा विच विल बी जस्ट प्लेसमेंट सेंट्रिक, जिनको ऑलरेडी डीएसए आता है और सिर्फ प्लेसमेंट से रिलेटेड प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन एंड जो कि अभी 4th ईयर में है और थिंग्स लाइक दैट, प्लेसमेंट सेंट्रिक भी होगा। एंड जो मैं इंटरमीडिएट टू एडवांस की बात कर रहा हूँ वो मैं ही लेने वाला हूँ, लाइक आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट द फर्स्ट बैच ऑफ दैट कोर्स विच विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 21st of December, एंड वी विल स्टार्ट विद सॉर्टिंग एंड सर्चिंग। तो ये इंट्रोडक्शन वाला जो 9 हफ्तों का पार्ट है, 9 हफ्ता इज बेसिकली अ लिटिल मोर देन 2 वीक्स, लिटिल मोर देन 2 मंथ, सॉरी। सो वो वाला पार्ट स्किप हो जाएगा और हम यहाँ से स्टार्ट करेंगे, ऑलराइट? सो so so yeah, if you I don't know, like if you I'm sure आपने और भी ज़्यादा सेशंस देखे होंगे, and if you feel के ये हेल्प करता है आप लोगों को, तो I think I'll really give you sort of I'll really suggest you to try this out. I'm sure you won't regret it. And if you wanna check out some more classes before actually making a decision, you can also go to this link. ये मेरा प्रोफाइल है unacademy.com/@coderpulkitc। तो उस पे जाके ना मैंने भी ले रखी हैं क्लासेस, और भी बहुत सारे एजुकेटर्स ने क्लासेस ले रखी हैं जो कि फ्री में अवेलेबल है, लाइक दिस वन। जैसे ये तो एक टॉक सेशन है ना, इसमें हम पढ़ा नहीं रहे हैं, इफ यू नोटिस। तो और भी क्लासेस हैं जिसमें पढ़ा रखा है एजुकेटर्स में। ऑनेस्टली आई हैव टेकन मोर ऑफ सम सॉर्ट ऑफ एडवांस टॉपिक्स, सो मे बी इफ यू आर अ कंप्लीट बिगिनर आपके लिए सही नहीं होगा, बट आई हैव सम मोर सॉर्ट ऑफ क्लासेस आल्सो। तो देख सकते हो, जो भी बेसिक क्लासेस हैं वो फ्री क्लासेस देख सकते हो, एंड यू कैन सी इफ यू लाइक the educators and if you like how things are being taught, then you can basically try and uh, you know uh, like subscribe for it, and you can use this code Pulkit CP to watch the content on Unacademy, and to get an off as well. All right, so और सवाल क्या है यहाँ पे? Unacademy पे कोई सवाल दिख नहीं रहा है मुझे यार, किसी को कोई सवाल है तो you can write it down. So someone is asking, is it possible to get off campus interviews in just second year just with CP and just basic development knowledge? देखो, मैं तुम्हें बताता हूँ। देखो यार, ऑनेस्टली बताऊँ तो इट इज पॉसिबल। देयर आर अ बंच ऑफ कंपनीज विच सॉर्ट ऑफ हायर, एंड ऐसा होता है कि कुछ कुछ कंपनीज में होता है कि यार वो नहीं करती है थर्ड ईयर सेकंड ईयर वालों को हायर, बट ऐसा भी नहीं है। यू हैव टू सॉर्ट ऑफ ट्राई एंड रीच आउट एंड सी कि यार किस किस बंदे ने सेकंड ईयर में इंटर्नशिप करके देखो उसने कौन कौन से कॉलेज, कौन कौन से कंपनीज में इंटर्नशिप कर रखी है। इट मीन्स कि वो वाली कंपनीज हैं दे जिनको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है सेकंड ईयर वाले लोगों को हायर करने में, एंड बहुत सारी होती हैं ऐसी कंपनीज, लाइक मोस्टली लाइक जो बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज होती हैं दे जनरली डू नॉट हायर, लाइक लड़कियों को करते हैं। देयर इज अ गूगल स्टेप प्रोग्राम इन इंडिया जो कि सेकंड ईयर की लड़कियों को हायर करता है, बट कुछ कुछ कंपनीज आपको रिसर्च करना पड़ेगा। लाइक ऐसे मैंने हैकरैंक में इंटर्न की थी, दिस अ कंपनी दैट आई नो ऑफ, शिप्सी एक है वो हायर करती है। देयर देयर इज अ पर्सन आई नो जिसने डीई शॉ नाम की कंपनी में इंटर्न की थी सेकंड ईयर के बाद। सो इट्स लाइक एक्सपेंडिंग योर कनेक्शंस एंड एक्सपेंडिंग योर नेटवर्क एंड कमिंग टू नो कि कहाँ पे कब कैसे अप्लाई करना है। इट विल जस्ट कम विद टॉकिंग टू अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल. Right. So yeah, in short, yes. To answer your question, is it possible to get off-campus internship in second year with CP and just basic dev knowledge? The answer is yes. All right. So someone is asking कोडेगन बेसिस पे कोऑर्डिनेशन से इंटरव्यू कॉल आई थी। यार मेरी कोडेगन में काफ़ी अच्छी रैंक आई थी। लाइक कोडेगन में इस बार फॉर दोज़ हू डोंट नो, लाइक आई मेंशन्ड कि कुछ कुछ कंपनीज के ना कॉन्टेस्ट होते हैं। फॉर गूगल देयर हायरिंग कॉन्टेस्ट इज किक स्टार्ट, सो पार्टिसिपेट इन किक स्टार्ट, हर साल 5-6 किक स्टार्ट होते हैं. सो इफ यू हैव सम गुड रैंकिंग्स इन किक स्टार्ट, फिर मैं इंटर्नशिप के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बता देता हूँ कि गुड रैंकिंग का मतलब क्या होता है. लाइक ऑफ कोर्स मैं कोई सेलेक्ट करने वाला बंदा नहीं हूँ, बट लाइक मैं नहीं सेलेक्ट करने वाला हूँ तुम्हारे रिज्यूमेस गूगल के लिए, बट मेरी जो भी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है उसके हिसाब से आई थिंक अंडर 300 रैंक इज समथिंग विच इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी गुड रैंक, और मे बी अंडर 500 एज वेल. सो अंडर 500 अंडर 300 अच्छी रैंक्स होती हैं, राइट. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमारे कॉलेज में जब गूगल आई थी, आई नोटिस्ड कि लड़कियों के केस में आई डोंट नो हाउ डिड दे शॉर्टलिस्ट, बिकॉज मे बी इट वाज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ जीपीए और थिंग्स लाइक दैट. बट लड़कों के केस में जिन भी लोगों को इंटरव्यू के लिए शॉर्टलिस्ट किया था, आई थिंक एक लड़के को छोड़ के बाकी सबकी किक स्टार्ट में अच्छी अच्छी रैंक्स थी. सो जो एक लड़का था वो आईसीपीसी रीजनलिस्ट था, लाइक आई सेड, they did take care, they did give sort of importance to that, और बाकी सबकी अंडर 300 रैंक्स थी गूगल किक स्टार्ट में. सो दिस इज टू गिव यू एन आइडिया कि कंपनीज देखती हैं. रिगार्डिंग दिस कोडेगन, मैं कोडेगन का आंसर करता हूँ. कोडेगन इज अ टेस्ट, इज ए हायरिंग टेस्ट जिसके अंदर कैश प्राइजेस भी होते हैं, जो कि कोऑर्डिनेशन कंडक्ट करता है. तो अभी आई थिंक 27 सितंबर को हुआ था इस बार का कोडेगन. सो उसमें जिन जिन की रैंक अच्छी होती हैं उनको वो लोग इंटरव्यू कॉल देते हैं. टू गिव यू एन आइडिया, आई थिंक पहले 200 लोगों को देते होंगे. जस्ट एन आइडिया, कोई ऐसा मुझे पता नहीं है कि कितनों को देते हैं, जस्ट एक मेरा गेस है कि मे बी 150 टू 200 जो टॉप पे आते हैं उनको इंटरव्यू कॉल आती होगी. सो उसमें मेरी रैंक फिफ्थ आई थी, लाइक 50,000 लोगों ने दिया था, मेरी रैंक फिफ्थ आई थी. एंड द पर्सन इज आस्किंग कोऑर्डिनेशन बेसिस पे इंटरव्यू कॉल आई थी. मुझे इंटरव्यू कॉल नहीं आई थी बिकॉज आई हैड ऑलरेडी इंटर्न विद देम, तो मुझे इंटरव्यू कॉल का क्या सेंस बनेगा, राइट. सो someone is asking, I am a 4-star at CodeChef. Do I get the benefit of selections in internships? देखो ना यार, ऑनेस्टली ऐसे बताऊं तो इट रियली डिपेंड्स ऑन द फैक्ट कि हाउ गुड इज योर सॉर्ट ऑफ रेटिंग और द डीएसए स्किल्स एंड रैंकिंग्स रिलेटिव टू द पीपल यू आर competing with. सो अगर आपके कॉलेज में कोई आती है कंपनी जो कि रेटिंग्स को इंपॉर्टेंस देती है, लेट्स से, सो इट विल जस्ट सिंपली बॉयल डाउन टू द फैक्ट कि यार जो तुम्हारे पेयर्स हैं उनकी भी इतनी ही है या उनकी कम है या उनकी ज़्यादा है. सो आई होप यू गेट व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से. इट इज ऑल रिलेटिव ऑन द पीपल हु आर competing with. Yeah, so I hope that answer your question. Someone is asking, how can a tier 3 student be good enough for these companies? यार देखो, मैंने सब कुछ इतना डिटेल में आप लोगों को बताया यार. दिस क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम विभास. टीयर 3 हो, टीयर 2 हो, टीयर 1 हो, तो ये चीज़ें तो सबके लिए वैलिड है ना मेरे भाई. It is not like that a tier 3 student cannot do all these things. You also need to follow all these things and whatever we discussed in the last 1 hour, right? All right. So Ashutosh is asking this question, coordination में full time के लिए कैसे अप्लाई कर सकते हैं ऑफ कैंपस. ऑल राइट आशुतोष. सो एक तरीका तो यही ही है, जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया कि they have this contest called Codegon. Participate in that contest, try to get a rank under 200, and if you get a rank under 200, it is very likely that you would get an interview. Maybe under 200 नहीं आएगा तो under 150 में तो पक्का आ जाएगा, ठीक है. सो इंटरव्यू कॉल आ जाएगा. सो they'll इंटरव्यू यू तीन या चार राउंड होते हैं इंटरव्यू के, देन यू सॉर्ट ऑफ गेट सिलेक्टेड इफ यू पास इंटरव्यूज. उसके अलावा दूसरा तरीका क्या होता है कि फाइंड समवन जिसमें जो जो कोऑर्डिनेशन में काम करता हो, या फिर उसने कोऑर्डिनेशन में इंटर्न भी कर रखी हो, राइट. मे बी तुम्हारे कुछ दोस्त होंगे जिन्होंने इंटर्न कर रखी होगी, जिनका कांटेक्ट होगा हायरिंग के लिए, जो भी बंदा रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, जो भी उनकी एचआर है, इफ इज द एचआर फॉर सॉर्ट ऑफ coordination itself, and they can forward your resume, and if the HR, if the recruiter sort of likes your resume, she'll contact you. So these are the two ways according to me, right. हाँ, system design round होता है आशुतोष. All right. So someone is asking, I know the basics of arrays but I am not able to do hard problems. सो इसका यार यही ही आंसर होता है मेरे पास तो, कि प्रैक्टिस करो, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस करो. जब सवाल नहीं हो पा रहा है, इफ लाइक ऑफ कोर्स आई टोल्ड यू कि वन ऑफ द पॉसिबल वेज, लाइक मेरे साथ बहुत सारे ऐसे क्वेश्चन आ भी रहे हैं कि वेयर शुड आई लर्न डीएसए, या सो बहुत सारे ऐसे सवाल आ भी रहे हैं, बट वेयर शुड आई लर्न डीएसए, हाउ कैन अ टीयर 3 स्टूडेंट डू थिंग्स लाइक दैट. तो मैंने आपको एक शॉर्ट तरीका बताया है ना. इट्स लाइक you'll have to sort of understand this यार कि हम कॉलेज में तो 6-8 लाख दे देते हैं. Personally, I think मेरे कॉलेज की फीस भी 8 लाख ही होगी 4 साल की. So which boils down to around 1.5 to 2 lakhs per year. I don't think कि कॉलेज से उतना हमें कोई like learning मिल के आती है जितना ये बैचेस लर्निंग देंगे यार. I think they are really going to help you a lot. It's just that you have to understand the importance of these batches and you have to understand कि ये जो पैसे जा रहे हैं ऐसा नहीं है कि ये वेस्टेज में जा रहे हैं. It is something which is more important than buying those expensive mobile phones or buying that sort of 1.5 लाख का laptop and things like that. So yeah, I think you should really sort of rethink and invest your money in this. But otherwise, if you don't if you want to do it on your own, that's also possible. I'm not saying that is not possible, but all I'm saying is कि इससे बहुत ज़्यादा like help मिल जाती है जब हमारे पास एक mentor होता है. तो जब भी तुम्हारे पास कोई सवाल होता है तो तुम्हारे पास बंदा बैठा है यार, पूछो आंसर आ गया. Like of course तुम लोग अभी मुझसे पूछ रहे हो. If you buy this, you'll have interactions with different educators 4 times a week, so you can ask your doubts there in any way possible. All right. So someone is asking ये कैसे पता चलेगा कि मैं इंटर्नशिप अप्लाई करने को रेडी हूँ. ओके. सो आयुष, क्या होता है ना यार कि डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कंपनीज के ना इंटरव्यू एक्सपीरियंसेस पड़े होते हैं इंटरनेट पे यार. पड़ा होता है कि व्हाट questions have been asked to different people in their interviews. So just have a look at this, look at those questions. Socho, are you able to solve most of those questions? If you are able to solve, then you are ready. Then you are then you can see that you are, let's say you are targeting for a particular company. Let's say you are targeting for Google. So Google ke there are a lot of questions available on the internet that that is known to that are known to have been asked in the past Google interviews. Solve them. If you are able to solve more than, I don't know, like 75% of them, then you're ready. All right. So बैचेस कब स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं इंटरव्यू के? इंटरव्यू के यू मीन स्पेसिफिकली फॉर प्लेसमेंट्स? आई एम नॉट श्योर कि स्पेसिफिकली फॉर प्लेसमेंट्स कब स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं, बट ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग ये वाले भी जो कोर्सेज हैं, लाइक इवन लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल लाइक आई सेड कि 21 दिसंबर से आई एम स्टार्टिंग अ न्यू बैच फॉर इंटरमीडिएट टू intermediate to advanced. I really do take care to take things hand in hand. Maybe like बीच बीच में मैं बोल देता हूँ कि यार ये सवाल जो है maybe this is not that important from competitive point of view, but it is important from placement point of view. तो मैं बीच बीच में साथ साथ रखने की कोशिश करता हूँ कि यार जो लोग I don't know जो लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं वो कॉलेज में ही हैं, I know that, so I sort of try to sort of give that extra information and tips regarding placement as well. So it is as good as it is as good as DSA for placements also. All right. So in which language I'll be using C++, but I'm sure कि बाकी languages में भी courses आ ही रहे हैं. मैं personally C++ में लूँगा. All right. So I'll just take these 2-3 more questions and then we'll wrap up the session. So someone is asking which programming language are taking in this subscription. So Utkarsh, assuming that you are yeah, assuming that you are a beginner, like I said कि C++, Java और Python में classes ली जाएंगी. You regarding this question, are you using PyCharm for coding in Python? यार ये कोई मैटर थोड़ी करता है कि क्या यूज कर रहे हैं. PyCharm तो as far as I know एक IDE है ना, तो IDE तो कोई भी यूज करो. IDE is just like a text editor. Like not exactly text editor, मतलब और भी ज़्यादा कुछ फीचर्स होते हैं IDEs की. तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि PyCharm यूज़ नहीं करके कोई किसी और कोई सप्लाइम में करा रहा है तो कोई तो कोई फ़र्क पड़ जाएगा, या फिर कोई विजुअल स्टूडियो में विजुअल कोड में करा रहा है तो कोई फ़र्क पड़ जाएगा. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा. इट्स जस्ट एन IDE, इट्स जस्ट एन sort of way to write code. तो किसी में भी हो उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. ओके. सो समवन इज आस्किंग गूगल ऑफ कैंपस इंटर्नशिप का अपॉर्चुनिटी कैसे ग्रैब करें. देखो अनीश, जैसे कि मैंने बोला कि गूगल में दे डू केयर अबाउट किक स्टार्ट. ऑनेस्टली बताऊँ तो फॉर दिस ईयर इटसेल्फ मेरा गूगल में इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस चल रहा है. लाइक ना रिजेक्शन आया ना एक्सेप्टेंस आया, भी प्रोसेस चल रहा है. सो जब ओपनिंग आई थी ना, ओपनिंग आने से पहले ही मुझे किसी रिक्रूटर का कॉल आ गया था दैट बेस्ड ऑन योर किक स्टार्ट परफॉर्मेंसेज वी वुड लाइक टू इंटरव्यू यू. So call से I mean mail आ गया था. So Kickstart is very important for if I talk specifically about Google. So they do care about Kickstart, and if you continuously participate in Kickstart and you have some good ranks, they'll reach out to you themselves. Otherwise तो यार opening आती है, I think अगस्त के टाइम पे opening आती है. उनकी वेबसाइट पे अप्लाई, यूजिंग रेफरल फ्रॉम अ पर्सन, if you are able to, otherwise you can apply ऐसे ही, राइट? सो ग्रैब कैसे करनी है उसके लिए मैंने बताया कि किक स्टार्ट जिनकी रैंक अच्छी होती है उनको वो इंपॉर्टेंस देते हैं, उनको इंटरव्यू देने का मौका देते हैं. Alright, so I think we are done with all the questions, and I hope this session made a little bit sense to you. I hope to see you people in the batches. Like I said, the first batch is starting tomorrow, from which is beginner to advanced. I am also going to start another batch on 21st of December, which is from intermediate to advanced. And batches launch होते रहेंगे, but this is a golden chance कि कल ही start हो रहा है और एक अगले हफ्ते ही start हो रहा है. तो I'd say it is a good opportunity to not waste time and sort of you know uh, enroll for it. All right, guys. Then hope to see you guys in the session, in the batches. I hope you had a good learning out of the session. All the best for your internship preparations, and bye.